For those of you who are interested to take your trading to the next level, again, there's so much potential, especially after the election. There's so much potential, but you got to know how to trade. This is very important. You have to know how to trade. You have to know how to manage your risk. You have to know how to select the stocks. And we have a special membership that we usually don't have it. This one comes with one peak capital trading bootcamp for 3 months that you work with captains and team captains to develop your trade book. Has a $50,000 funded training account. It also has 1 year of BBT membership. So even if you're a member, if you purchase this one, you get to select one bootcamp either January or May or September, depending on which one you want to be available. And then we add 1 year of membership for you.
Hello, my name is Andrew Aziz, the author of How to Day Trade for a Living. Welcome to my channel.
All right, guys, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Today was a really great trading day for me. Thanks to SMCI. We had a really massive move on SMCI, the community. It turned out to be a super, super nice trade. And I want to do this recap especially because the reason that we took SMCI trade was, someone in the chat room mentioned that, hey, look at SMCI. SMCI wasn't on watch as well. I wasn't actually watching it in the first few minutes at the open. Someone mentioned that, and I jumped into trading it with Brian, with Paris, and it turned out to be super a nice trade. So let's take a look at it. And also tried to mess around with Tesla. It was very difficult. I also traded very reckless trade book on it, and I was actually lucky that I didn't really blow up on Tesla. So here's the deal. So on let me bring this one. Let me bring right at 9:37. One of our traders, Sahmid, he called so 6:37, which is a Pacific time zone. That would be 9:37. He called, hey Andrew, look at SMCI maybe now. And as soon as he mentioned that, I know Sahmid is pretty good. He usually says a lot of interesting things. As soon as he did mention that, I just jumped, look at SMCI, and I realized that wow, SMCI went almost red, came up. On a 5-minute chart, it was looking like becoming like an engulfing. So this is a 5-minute coming up above the VWAP, it's forming an engulfing pattern. This is one of my favorite strategies. It's forming, it hasn't formed it yet. Forming like an engulfing, and I looked at it, the order flow was going up. It was super bullish, and I saw some asks stacking up. Again, I have the screenshots as well. So I went long. The stop loss would be just below the VWAP. And as you see, we broke up this level 35.50. We saw the asks stacking higher and higher and higher. I added more on the pullback all the way up to 37. And then I started to adding a little bit here. And then eventually I got stopped out at the break even. And, we realized that we got this 6-7, I think it was almost 6-7% move that we got from here. So this was the stop loss. So some sort of a stop loss, and as you see here, a 2R first partial, 3R first partial, and then I added heavy on that, 4R, 5R, 6R move, something like that. That turned out to be a super, super nice trade. In terms of a strategy, what is this trade book? Again, this is something that I'm actually writing in my book. It kind of become like a 5-minute open range breakup or bullish engulfing. So what we have here is the bullish engulfing. Is a very powerful pattern on a 5-minute chart. I'm going to actually talk about it in my new book. So it was becoming like a bullish engulfing. As soon as it came above the VWAP, of course, the risk management is also super important. You can't just jump into anything without really knowing a stop loss. And then the ads were also super, super nice. But also I have a couple of more screenshots. Let me show you a couple of more screenshots. So here's another screenshot that I have. So this one is at 9:41. So this screenshot is very important because it does show my reasoning for going in there and my reasoning for adding more on that. So as you see here, the 9:37 here, Sahmid called it. I looked at it and it sees coming up. The volume is picking up. I went long and then I added more. Again, my stop loss was somewhere around here, or probably below this one, 35.90, like 20 cents. And it went up. And these are the things that I'm looking at. Brian also mentioned huge asks stacking up on Bookmap. The level 2 on DAS doesn't really show all the way up to 37, but as you see here, this is a very, very bullish sign. It's a huge ask. The big ask is a very bullish sign. So that's why I held it all the way up to 35.50. We had that 35.50, 36, and as you see here, this 9.43, 9.41. It's like 2 minutes after I entered the trade. And then we have another one too here. That's another one, 9.42. It's a boom. So it popped up about 36, and then now the asks are stacking up at 36.10. There's also here, and we have another one at 36, but because the pattern was super bullish, so I was expecting that this one continued to going higher and higher and higher. So again, the strategy is based on the chart pattern. We look at the chart pattern. The risk management is super important. There is no strategy without the proper risk management. In this particular case above the VWAP, you can put your stop loss just a little bit below the VWAP. Not exactly right at VWAP because you are going to test the VWAP. You have to give it a little bit of room. But in this case, 35.10 to 35.90, like you can get it 20 cents to 30 cents. And then how much you're getting in return, like you get from 35, you get $2. So that's a huge risk to reward. Like we sold all the way up to 37. So that was a really nice trade, very profitable. And when you find this kind of very volatile, highly volume, really good order flow stocks, you can actually go significantly heavier on that. I think Paris did a very nice trade on that as well. Paris actually got a little better entry. So let's take a look at the Paris trade as well. So again, people look at the patterns differently. So this is the Paris trade. So again, he jumped in a little bit earlier. He got stopped out. As soon as he came back up, he went long again before me. So, long tier 1 for the breakout 5 today, then added tier 2. Paris in his course also talks about has peer. And then he got this move going up and bring the yellow. So he got this move up all the way up to 37 final exit. I'm surprised actually he got out because usually Paris adds. I added here, but usually Paris adds on this pullback. I don't know why he didn't add. Maybe in the chat room he can explain. But then again, we did this consolidation and then boom, we dropped. So, and that's good. You just want to be in one of these big moves. And again, this is a crazy move from 34.70 all the way up to 37. This is like a 10% move. This is crazy in a few minutes. Such a move. So we had a really, really profitable trade on that. Again, I owe this one to the community. And then Tesla was very difficult to trade, especially I tried to catch a reversal on Tesla without any plan. So, we had this 330 level and 327 level. So I jumped in a bit too early. I added more on the way down. This is like averaging down. And then as soon as I got a chance, I got out of it because these are usually the recipe for disaster. And I really regret doing that. I'm going to try to, at the open, to try to trade it a little bit. So it was really choppy. And I'm not going to get into that. I went long, I got stopped out, did a quick short on it. Brian also took a really nice short on that here. But Tesla overall was a very difficult trade.
I took a bunch of shorts on Tesla during the day. But when it really started to break down at around 10:05, I've seen Tesla do this before. It tests PDC a couple times, and then usually third time, it'll really start to break down. And Bookmap was telling me there were a lot of levels here that had larger pockets of liquidity. So really got me some nice moves there, profit. So yeah, Tesla once it started to break down, really traded very cleanly. Very nice trade.
Yeah, I kind of did a 920. So 920 is a trade that you can actually short it based on 2-minute chart. So this was like some sort of a 920. You could trade it. But it looks like market has found some sort of a bottom. So, but that was a really big drop.
Yeah.
And, we got to be careful when you are trying to catch these falling knives, essentially these reversals. You got to be super careful because that can destroys your life very fast, very fast. Okay, so here's the thing, guys. So we are having special sales for our community. So I'm going to also put it here. So obviously we have the TED event and our main trading summit next year, March 29th to 31st for 3 days. So we're going to, discuss that later. But for those of you who are interested to take your trading to the next level, again, there's so much potential, especially after the election. There's so much potential, but you got to know how to trade. This is very important. You have to know how to trade. You have to know how to manage your risk. You have to know how to select the stocks. And we have a special membership that we usually don't have it. This one comes with one peak capital trading bootcamp for 3 months that you work with captains and team captains to develop your trade book. Has a $50,000 funded training account. It also has 1 year of BBT membership. So even if you're a member, if you purchase this one, you get to select one bootcamp, either January or May or September, depending on which one you want to be available. And then we add 1 year of membership for you. So I think that last year we had this one. It was a pretty interesting, a lot of people sign up. And so, yeah, this is it. And I know tomorrow is Thanksgiving. And, if anyone is interested, we have it until Friday. So Friday, so tomorrow the market is closed. Friday, we have trading, but it's going to be a half day. So it might be a little bit lighter volume, but still could be, there is a lot of potential. Like, I'm not really buying into these half days. They're not really trading. The volatility comes at any time. So we've had some really good trading days, like at the end of the summer when everybody says, oh, traders are at the beach. They're not at the beach, but pretty good. So if you have any question, guys, about any of our memberships, what is included, what is not included, feel free to, guys, email me, and we're happy to answer any questions. Seems that the market kind of plateaued. We had a really massive run on the S&P 500. Obviously, we are now near all-time high. Really, nice cues. Same, sold off today, but still pretty good. IWM, which is the 2000 small cap, essentially garbage companies, that one also broke out. So after the election, so things are doing pretty good for stock market now, and crypto back above 95,000. So we might go and test 100,000 again. So super interesting. And next week we are in Colombia with a lot of our traders. We're super excited to see you guys in Colombia. Those of you who are coming. Happy Thanksgiving, guys.